Good morning, Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland. I got my coffee. I'm trying to wake up. It's a Friday morning, a little bit after 9. How is our fanatical Elves nation, our Browns followers? Thank you, you hardy Browns fans, tuning in to our programming here with the Fanatical Elves Network and Fans First Sports. I'm John Suchan, and it's a Friday, June 21st. I think, was it yesterday? Yesterday was the first day of summer, right? So yesterday technically was the longest day of the year, with the sun being out for the longest, right? Okay, so now it's just all downhill. It'll be winter before you know it. But there'll be Browns football, so that's exciting. Let me put my music down a little bit because I can't stop on the number 13 like I've told you guys before. So we had our Fanatical Elves show last night. Great time. Had the group there, and want to give a shout out again to Joshua Saltzman, Salty Dog 419, who won the Browns beach towel. Congratulations. We'll be getting that towel out to you momentarily. And we'll be having more free giveaways here on the Fanatical Elves. I know you love free stuff, and we love giving away free stuff. We are climbing in the ratings. If there weren't ratings, who knows? But we appreciate your loyalty to the Browns and to our podcasting. Yeah, I'm saying I got to stop saying So we've talked about Cooper. We've talked about Chubb endlessly. Got a take this morning from the Athletics' Jason Lloyd, who I don't really like Jason very much. I've tried to listen to him over the years and tried to read his stuff. He's got some opinions that I just don't agree with. And he had one again the other day on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports show that they do up in Cleveland. Most of those guys I don't really have a lot of care for. They just spew crap. But Jason's latest take on Cooper, and it was brought to light too. I was reading Dog Pound Daily, Randy Gurzy, great writer. Dog Pound Daily, I would suggest tune into them. I used to write for them. But Randy points out in his article that Jason Lloyd, the Athletic writer, in this interview basically says that Coop is going to fall off a cliff, that he's old, and why should the Browns even try to pursue, give him any sort of, guaranteed money, all of that it's beyond his time. And then he tried to compare Coop to Jack Conklin and that contract deal, and how that supposedly blew up in the Browns' faces with Conklin's injuries that he continues to manage. I just thought it was just stupid. It was just a dumb take. And then he was like, well, why would even Coop take a 1 or 2 year deal? And okay, I kind of agree with that. Maybe Coop is looking for more of a 3 or 4 year deal. But the idea that Cooper is over the hill and is going to fall off a cliff here in a second is just ridiculous. In that article on Dog Pound Daily that Randy Gurzy wrote, he talked, and like I've mentioned, and we've said this on this podcast, he had 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He had a game last year against the Houston Texans where he went for 265 yards. I don't think that he's fallen off the cliff. And Jason might need to go back and think about that. I just think he's just an idiot when it comes to making comments. And he has said stuff over the years with other things that are just blow my mind. I don't know if he's just trying to get people to get pissed off with him, to attract viewers that way, or reading their material. By the way, and I've talked about this too, I know the Athletic has, writers and they're respected. I get that, but there are a lot of good writers that aren't part of like The Athletic, that you don't have to pay for an arm and a leg to read their stuff. So that's annoying too. All right. So wanted to touch base on there are not a lot of headlines since we talked yesterday on the Fanatical Elves, but I did see a list that came out by a group of SB, or it's not SB Nation. It was, SB Nation. They had an article on Browns, I want to say Dogs by Nature, of players this year for the Browns that could potentially be a Pro Bowler. And I wanted to kind of go look at that list with you guys. So let's go ahead and pause for a quick break. This is the Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland, part of Fans First Sports Network. We are the Fanatical Elves. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I got my dog, Rufus. Yeah, our dog's name is Rufus. Do you like that name? He's out here on the back deck. He's barking. It's going to be a hot one here in the Buckeye State. If you live anywhere in the country, it's hot. I think today it's supposed to be 95, 96. So we'll see. All right. So there's this list, like I said. I'm going to double check here. It came out by Dogs by Nature article talking about players that have the best chances of making the Pro Bowl this year, which I thought was kind of an interesting list. So here are the names. Safety, Grant Delpit. Kicker, Dustin Hopkins. New linebacker, Jordan Hicks. Cornerback, MJ Emerson. And the center, Ethan Pochik, which all these guys we've talked about. Delpit, again, coming into his own, solid defender. Safety, you got Hopkins, who we brought in as the kicker last year and was fantastic. If he continues that pace and what he's been doing, no doubt he should make a Pro Bowl. Jordan Hicks, they picked him up. Was he with the Vikings last year? And he's played under our defensive coordinator's schemes before. And so he has an opportunity to really come in and make a difference for the Browns. The linebacking crew is thin, or had been thin, with the losses of players like Taki and Anthony Walker. So Jordan Hicks has got an opportunity to really come in and make some big differences. MJ Emerson, we love MJ Emerson. He's really come into his own. Was starting at the end of his rookie year and just doing a lot of really good things that a lot of people have taken note of. Probably one of our best cornerbacks. And of course, then you've got the center again, like I just mentioned, Pochik, who's on that line opposite of Joel, in between Joel Bitonio and Wyatt Teller. So good stuff there. I think this list is absolutely right on. And is there anybody else that you guys think of that you think should be a Pro Bowler this year that maybe has not been a Pro Bowler for the Brownies in the past? I think this is a good start. One last thing, and before I let you guys go, again this morning, and I don't know why we do this to ourselves, right, Browns fans? They just torture us on these national shows like Get Up and ESPN. These guys are just, a lot of them are just idiots again, and they just are spewing crap. And they talked about Deshaun Watson again and saying, can he recapture his greatness? And obviously, all of them said no. Now, I've also said, I don't know if he's going to be the guy that threw for over 4,000 yards and had that one spectacular year where he had 40 touchdowns or something crazy like that in 2019. But these guys are just, the host, Greeny, I forget the kid's first name, the host of the Get Up. He described Deshaun Watson's time in Cleveland as being disastrous so far. That was the word he used, disastrous. I'm like, wouldn't go there. Maybe it's not what even I had thought it might look like, and many of us thought it would look like. But to people that are supporting Deshaun more than he did go 5-1. Yes, he was injured, and yet that is something that is significant and something that's worrisome for me and other Browns fans as we head into 2024. But to describe the Browns season as disastrous, another national media folk who they don't pay attention, they don't care to, and they're just wrong. So does Deshaun Watson return to his greatness? I'm not going to say yes. I'm not siding with them on the national side either. But, the one guy, too, he used to play for the Baltimore Ravens, their sidekick there. So, I mean, he's a rat bird. He doesn't care about the Browns. He's going to say anything that he wants. So there you go. More national media folks telling Browns fans that they think they know more than us. So we'll just have to go out and prove them wrong. Once again, it's Cleveland against the world. But we're used to that. And we're going to get a championship. When? Could it be? It could. It could be this year. All right. Hope you all have a very good rest of your Friday. It's a fun Friday, like I tell my son, Grant, man. He's out there going to work with the doggy daycare, works with all those dogs. Love that. He's doing great. He's my youngest son who has got autism. And, when you have someone in your family who has special needs, you're always reminded that, life is serious, but don't take it that seriously. And remember, folks, if you're a Browns fan, there are three things that you should always remember. And you know what those are. You always wake up as a Browns fan with hope. We always wake up with hope, right? And secondly, wherever you're at, even if you're in the heartland of Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, with the Oz chapters of the Browns backers, which I used to be president of, that one of those Browns backers is going to have your back. Browns fans united, have your back. And remember, it's Friday, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Take care, everybody. Go Browns.